And here we are for more nursing updates. And we've been talking about workplace stress. So today we'll just give a little spin on workplace stress. And thank you for joining us today at PowerTime. And I'm sure each and every one of you will have a story to share in your lives about workplace stress. So if you have a question or comment, make sure you jot it down in the comments and we'll get to address those questions right away. Again, thank you to Workplace Stress for Nurses. Now, what is workplace stress, you say? Well, causes of stress for people have been related to the workplace, I'm sure, in every profession or career. And it could be even not a real profession or a real career, but we all have stressors when we work. So, a research study in the 1960s actually brought forward some causes of stress for nurses, and those include patient care, decision making, taking responsibility, and change. And so, some of those things we surely encounter each and every day. But as well, we have increasing levels of stress, and as well, the profession of nursing has been highly ranked of as a increasingly stressful career or situation. And so the stressors that are related to the nursing profession are several. We'll talk about a few today. Number one, physical demands. And physical demands, of course, cause stress for nurses. Some of them can be a simple list of things, and we can think about bending and lifting. Lifting and bending is a physical demand. But what about the time on your feet? What about the long hours that you're working? What about the mandatory overtime and more long hours that you're working? What about those shifts, those changing shifts? You work nights, it throws off your circadian rhythm. And people say you can get used to it, but that's not a normal. And we get older. We stay in the profession a long time, and we get older, and your body is not so welcoming to physical demands as you get older. What about odors? What about noise? Those are stressors as well. Number two, emotional stress. And how do you continue to keep your head above water when you're dealing with patients who are sick, patients who are sicker now? Lots and lots now. You have more patients, so there are lots of sick patients. You're working longer, harder, and you don't even feel like you can give good care because there's a staffing shortage. And it makes you feel some kind of way. What about workplace violence? It's not always there. You're always so happy, and you might have a disagreement with a team member, or you might have an angry or aggressive patient. Those are emotional stressors. And how do you deal with those workplace stressors and your own stressors in your personal life? Whether those are things about your family or your finances. Now, this is all balled up together, and you're starting to feel anxious yourself. That's a stressor, another stressor. And one of my favorite words, what about nurses feeling disempowered? We've talked about empowerment a good long time here, and you are now in a place where all of these things are going on, and you don't feel that you have the power to get anything that you need, whether it's PPE or a day off or a different and better supervisor. These are all things that make you feel less than and you are stressed. And do you know that you are stressed? And it is something that you can't and should not ignore. You should bring it to your supervisor and your leader anyway. Do what you can to acknowledge what is going on with you. And it could also be with some of your team members. You don't have enough PPE. You want to know what your leaders are doing for you. And they might tell you, oh, our budget says X, Y, or Z. But you have to ask. You can't find yourself in a struggle to deal with something all alone. In the instance of the workplace stressors, whatever they are, you need to let your leaders know so that they can impact your reduction of those workplace stressors. Whether they can tell you, yes, you will have a vacation and they set that up for you, or that there are new staff that are coming, or let's go over and talk about we'll have a staff meeting about what's going on and at least acknowledge what is going on with the staff because the staff can't work well when they're all tied up and twisted up and do about it. So make sure that you let them know they have the responsibility of at least acknowledging what you're saying to them. But make sure that you do acknowledge what's going on with you and also with your team members so that you're okay. So make sure that you pay attention to what's going on with you and that you put your best foot forward to make sure you have a plan, a rescue plan for yourself. You've got to do that. You cannot go it alone. What you need is what you need, and no one will know if you keep it to yourself. So that you take care of yourself. Self care is you care. You can't run the race if you've run out of resources, whether it's your physical resources or your mental resources, and you can't win without the equipment that you need. So be empowered. Be empowered. And if you need to know more, and if you're becoming overwhelmed or you're feeling a little anxious about what's going on and you need more information, come on over, talk with the Power RN. I'm here at Power in Nursing and on Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll talk about it and we'll see what we can do to at least acknowledge what you're talking about and help you move forward. For Be Empowered will be presented how you care for yourself and others so that you don't run off the rails and you can find your way back to your power and be the best you. So Be Empowered Masterclass, you can come on, find on Facebook, you'll find the announcement, and we'll see you. You must register on Zoom, but we'll see you there, and we'll have a grand time just giving our for sharing the Saturday Power Time. We'll see you again next week on Power Time. Bye bye now.